Welcome and hello. We once again approach this day in November where families get together for food and give thanks for the bounties that they have. Today we recognize a violent past and a culturally inappropriate practice of celebrating violence. In this video, I would like to speak out against two injustices. Injustices against Native Americans and their communities, and injustice towards animals. I speak in solidarity with Native Americans and not on behalf of Native Americans, but I do raise my voice for the animals who have been denied a voice and robbed of their future. Today is a national day of mourning for many Native Americans in which past and present struggles are recognized. Murder, enslavement, stolen land, treaty violations, rape and abduction of Native women and children, and cultural repression of language, traditions, and beliefs. These atrocities cannot be easily forgotten because some of them still continue today. Pipelines have threatened their livelihoods. Cultural appropriation continues to insult their heritage. Construction projects disrespect their sacred sites. Artifacts and the remains of their ancestors have been destroyed or withheld for profit without consent. And blood quantum belittles their humanity and identity. Thanksgiving stands as a cruel reminder for these injustices and further encourages an atmosphere of social ignorance. The truth needs to be understood by Americans and the world. Columbus was not a hero and should not be glorified for his actions. There is much that we can do to contribute to a socially aware, socially equal world for all, and it starts with education. Please consider the cultural disrespect it represents and educate yourself on this holiday called Thanksgiving. In the bio, I have placed educational resources and information pertaining to the National Day of Mourning and Native American news today. Now on to animal rights. Being someone who passionately stands for peace and compassion for all life on Earth, including humans and animals, I find it confusing that people can celebrate taking the life of a being that doesn't want to die and claim that it's supposed to represent peace. Violence is an American tradition. Cruel and inhumane practices are socially acceptable as long as they are out of the public eye. Americans live in a world of an abundance of non-violent options. Yet, for a society who no longer needs animals for survival, millions are slaughtered for their bodies every year. Female cows in the industry are kept to be raped over and over again, forced to give up their babies, and forced to give up their maternal milk to their human abusers. When their reproductive organs fail from the abuse, they are murdered for their parts, which are distributed to different industries for profit. Turkeys are also raped. Due to being bred to unnaturally large proportions, they are unable to mate on their own. Their bodies are fragile and easily broken, and after a short life, they are hung upside down, dragged through a stun tank which immobilizes them, still conscious, still able to feel sensations. They are then dunked into scalding hot water to remove their feathers. Finally, their throat is slit and they bleed out to a slow, agonizing death. It is then tradition to consume the bodies of these mistreated animals in the name of peace and prosperity. Thanksgiving then becomes a cruel reminder for a history saturated in blood. The forcing of servitude and taking the life of an innocent. This is where we are at today. But I believe we as a species are above this meaningless slaughter and abuse. Our bodies are meant to thrive on a plant-based diet, so there is no need for this violence. It is not acceptable to force your will on others who do not consent. Their bodies, not ours. Their babies, not ours. Their lives, not ours. Please consider a plant-based lifestyle and educate yourself on the ethics of veganism. In the bio, I have placed educational resources and information pertaining to veganism and non-violent choices for a peaceful world. My target is the meat and dairy industry. I do not force my beliefs on others, Native American culture, or else. It is against the ethics of veganism to force your will on others. With that said, it is also our responsibility to protect the victims of violence. By reflecting on this outdated celebration, I see Thanksgiving as a symbol of oppression, which poisons our society and reflects the low bar of our social norms. The continuation of Native American injustices is unacceptable and prevents our social evolution. This also includes cruelty towards animals. America is a nation which profits from violence, but this doesn't have to be so, because we the people hold the power for peace, and united by our mindful, selfless actions, we can eliminate the need for violence in our society. People of America, traditions can change, and it starts with education, and knowing when a tradition no longer holds logical consistency with our current social standards. We need heroes that don't have blood on their hands. Let this be our opportunity as a species, as humans, to rise above traditions that no longer serve our highest standards, in support of a peaceful world. Open your hearts and choose love over violence, justice for the animals, and justice for all natives. Our hearts as one. Live long and prosper.